Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 69.
This morning we got up extra early and took the bus from French Quarter over to Epcot because we have breakfast reservations before the park even opens over at Garden Grill with some friends who are in town. We're so excited because we get to see the park basically empty with no one in it. It's a beautiful morning and there really was no one around as we made our way over to Garden Grill.
Yeah, it was almost a little bit creepy because you're used to the parks being so full of people and you walk in, it's a beautiful sunny morning, and there's nobody within sight. It's so weird. The only people there are the ones who are going with you to Garden Grill for breakfast or maybe going over to Akershus to eat there. So we walked on over to the land and met up with our friends there outside and went inside to Garden Grill to get our table. And this breakfast is a character breakfast. We were here a couple weeks ago for lunch, but we're back for breakfast, and we already know, having been here before, that we actually prefer breakfast here, both for the food and also for a little extra something we're gonna find out about later.
One of Robert's favorite things that they have here for breakfast is the cinnamon roll. He talks about it all the time.
It's amazing. And I don't know if it's just that good or if it's something about the fact they bring you this big skillet to share, and it's like cinnamon pull apart. You can share with your family, and you could also take the skillet and eat the whole thing yourself. That's totally acceptable because it's all you can eat. You can have more brought out.
My personal favorite thing at this breakfast is the Mickey waffles with the chocolate hazelnut sauce. It's so good. I mean, syrup's great and all, but chocolate hazelnut sauce, that's the best way to have a Mickey waffle. It's my absolute favorite. Of course, there are other food options, but I mainly focus on the Mickey waffles. But they also have things like sausage, eggs, bacon, the traditional things you'd see at breakfast.
Now, as the characters came around, it was Mickey, Pluto, Chip, and Dale wearing their garden-themed outfits again. And we were just here a couple weeks ago, like I said, so we have our pictures with the characters. We decided to just be the photographers for our friends as they got pictures with them and they came around. So we didn't all have to constantly be getting up and taking pictures. We just let them do it, and then we just kept eating our breakfast. Now, as soon as breakfast was over, our server came by. It was about 5 minutes till park opening or so, and the server said, hey, if you guys want to wrap it up and head out before the park opens, you can actually go downstairs to Soarin and be some of the first people in line to ride Soarin when the park opens. Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Sign me up.
Let's do it. So we quickly signed the check and paid and took off to go downstairs and get in line for Soarin, because how often do you get to be one of the first people on a ride for the day? So we got there, walked all the way to the front of the gate basically once we got in the queue. And sure enough, we got in that first car that was going to be flying.
After that awesome first ride today, and getting to ride it with friends made it even better, we went around the park just a little bit, just taking pictures because there really weren't a lot of people in the park still. It had just opened, so just a lot of people were still making their way in, so they were still towards the front of the park. So we took a few pictures just while we could with no one in them, and then we said goodbye and made our way over to the DVC lounge because we want to get some work done today. I have family coming in town tomorrow, so we want to make sure that we get a lot of work done so that we don't have to work while they're here.
Yeah, so our friends went on to World Showcase and wandering around the park to ride the rides and of course try some of the snacks in the countries. Now, we did tell our friends that while they were exploring Epcot, riding rides, trying all the great snacks, if they wanted to take a break in the air conditioning, because it was sunny today, it's going to be a little bit warmer, they're welcome to come back and hang out in the DVC lounge with us. They just need to let us know when they're coming. We'll come downstairs and take them up there. They'd never been before, so they said they were definitely going to take us up on that a little bit later, probably after lunch sometime. So we sat there and worked. We had several projects we were trying to wrap up. Alyssa was working on some blog posts for our Here with the Ears blog, and I was working on a couple client projects, and we worked all morning long, and before we knew it, we got the text from them saying, hey, is it cool if we come upstairs and hang out for a while? So sure thing. We packed everything up and went downstairs, brought them up with us, and got to hang out and just enjoy chatting with them and having a few sodas and just kind of sitting for a few minutes, resting there before they went out to finish out the day in the park.
After they left, we did stay in the lounge until closing at 6 o'clock just to get as much work done as we could while we had great Wi-Fi. And then we took the bus back to French Quarter and went to the front and heated up those leftovers from Cooks of Dublin we had yesterday. Still very good, very enjoyable.
Good. I actually loved the meat pie reheated. It was almost better than when it was fresh. Almost.
Wow.
Not quite.
And then we decided to take a walk. It was a beautiful evening, and of course we have that river view, so we're right there. So we walked up and down the river and just enjoyed that beautiful scenery. It was a very quiet night, very peaceful. And we just love walking around French Quarter and Riverside. The path between the two is wonderful, and it's just a great way to end the night.
It is, and even when you're dodging the horse and carriage that comes through there for the little carriage rides they do, it's still a lot of fun. It's still peaceful and quiet, and just it's really serene. You get the horse coming through, and even when they do come through, it's just this clip clop, clip clop, clip clop as it comes through. It's not, disruptive or anything like that. It's not kind of crazy and busy, even though it's a very large resort over at Riverside, and French Quarter is a very compact resort. Even though it's got quite a few rooms, it's pretty compact. It never feels super busy. It just feels peaceful the whole time, and we love staying there for that reason.
And that is the end of our day today, so we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.